Okay, awesome. All right, excellent, great. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. We are sitting down with, should we say, the Youngs? Huh? So Pop Young, the Pop Young, and Greg Young. So you guys are from. I didn't put Canada down. I'm going to add that quickly to your title. So, guys, give us a little bit of your backgrounds, please. So, Dad, yep.
I started training in 1967 when I was just a kid. My brother bought a set of weights and
Sears catalog.
Pardon me?
Hey, through the Sears catalog. Well, where did you get
Sears, actually, it was through Eaton's company.
Okay.
And he bought a set of weights, trained once or twice. Mm-hmm. He was 4 years older than me. Stopped training. I kept training. And within a year or so, I was besting him in not only the weights, but in wrestling and everything else. So the weights proved it to be great. That was 1967.
Right.
And I'm still at it.
Fantastic. So how long have you been competing in the sport? You mentioned some of the early comps.
I started training 67. My first opportunity to compete was 1974. So
wow.
50 years next year.
Okay.
I probably would have competed probably a year or two earlier then, but I was wrestling in college and playing rugby and this sort of stuff. So I didn't start really competing until 1974 and it connected to it just ever since.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Awesome. And
yeah, for me, I don't know. I guess I feel like I wasn't given much of a choice. I was raised by this guy. And
100%.
He set a pretty good standard. So
yeah.
Our whole life growing up was sports. It was we lived in small towns. We moved around a little bit, but everywhere we went, it was sports. And a lot of those towns we lived in, there's no soccer fields. So my dad would take the initiative and get a soccer field built for them.
Okay. Wow.
And there's no wrestling team, so get a grant, get some wrestling mats, that kind of thing. So,
yes.
For us, for our family, sports was always such a big part of it. And then because Dad was so successful, we had no choice but to work hard.
That's all.
Yeah. So
all about role model.
Yep.
And his mother, my wife, she works harder than everybody. So she set the standard as far as the work ethic is concerned. And, I think they probably saw it on both sides, more from her because she was relentless in everything she did. So she was a big part of it.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Where is she now? Resting? No, sorry. She's at the pool.
She's walking right now.
Okay. Yeah.
And probably doing chores for myself and Greg.
Okay.
Just
keeping you fed and.
She's good, man.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So you came. I mean, it was a family thing. Something I'd like to chat about. Talking about relentless, not taking it easy on you. Yep. A lot of the generations today, not so forceful with the kids.
Yep.
What is that relentlessness that your dad gave you given you?
You know what? I think the big thing was, he can bust our chops pretty good, but I think it was just leading by example.
Right.
I said, sports was always such a big part of our life, and he was the main sports figure in the towns that we lived in. So it was easy. It wasn't something you thought about. You just showed up and you worked hard and you played with your friends and you built a community and that kind of thing. So I don't want to say it was the kind of thing where we thought about working hard. It was just we just worked hard because that's what you're supposed to do.
Because that's where you set the bar.
I set the bar, but in Greg's case especially, he went above and beyond what I did. And, he had to beat me in everything, so he beat me in work ethic and everything. So, but he also got a brother who held a Commonwealth record, and one of his sisters held some national records, and so it's a family thing.
Okay.
And another one is kind of a little bit of skinny thing, so she. But it's a good athlete.
Okay.
And,
sticks to the cardio stuff.
We were all, but now she weight trains a lot.
Okay.
Because weight training is so important, especially for women.
Yes.
As you get older.
Yeah.
And she recognized that, and so.
Can we chat about that a bit more?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you tell us about sort of where you see the value in weight training. So if people are watching that don't really understand.
It's a lot of ways. First of all, it's a big social thing. People get together, they train, to get to know each other, they support each other.
It took you guys 40 minutes to walk over there because you were getting hugs and handshakes the whole way.
That is true, and as we get older, it's an easy activity to do as far as you've got your routines. it's easy to set up your own little weight room and you've got a little space, or go to a gym. Some people are more introverted than others. Some people like to have their own space. Others like to go where there's a community. But and my wife really recognizes the value of it, even though she's never competed. Pretty strong, but never competed.
Okay.
She told me she would compete, except she don't want to weigh in. I said, fair enough. And but the benefit for
it's an
women,
argument you're willing not to have.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's it's and our family. It's all in jest.
Yeah.
But especially for women as they get older, it's bone density. And,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff, all the spin-offs, and I just feel for myself. Sometimes it's hard to get back into heavy training, but as soon as I pick up a barbell or a dumbbell, then I got to be forced into the gym.
Right.
It's so wonderful. It's great for mental health, and it's I guess my family's been known for strength and athleticism and so on, and that's nice too. It's your friends, your family keep supporting you while we're here. We've got a fairly large extended family, very close.
Right.
They all send messages and so on. So it's good for family unity that way
Yes.
too. And, way to go, this and whatever. So, but they do their own athletic events. And, now we have grandchildren, and we have young nephews and nieces, and we hope that they'll see Pop and Uncle. They call him Greg. Uncle Greg will do his thing.
Cool.
And if we can encourage them in that positive way, so that they stay away from all the evils out there,
Yeah.
it was mission accomplished as far as Pop's goal is concerned.
Okay. Fantastic. Setting the bar for the family.
It's setting the bar for the family, and there are so many evils out there. There's so many bad influences, and so many people out there who like to take advantage of our little kids.
Yeah.
And if I feel obligated, I'm sure Greg feels obligated to be that role model for them. It doesn't have to be powerlifting. It's just do something and do your best, and if it consumes you in a positive way, that's great too.
Yeah. It's I think to go back one step, talking about the value for women as they get older, there's bone density, but also I think with keeping the nervous system strong,
Absolutely.
you keep your agility, you keep your reflexes.
Stability, right?
And so the risk for older people, you got cancer, you got heart disease, stroke, and then you have falling. And if you can, you agile, you're catching yourself, you're not at risk. So there's so many benefits for it. I think with the youngsters, with the younger generation, when you believe in yourself, when you understand you're capable of doing more than you believed yesterday, you're less likely to be taken advantage of. You don't need someone to fill that external hole within yourself. And I think that's the value here. What I love about the sport, there's two messages that have come through in the chats that I've had. One is the incredible community within powerlifting, the fact that the guys you're competing against are the guys cheering for you the loudest, even exchanging clothing with them. So he is so over the moon over that shirt. I don't know if he's going to open the packet. I think he's just going to frame it when he gets home. Which it really meant the world to him. And he's such a sweetheart of a guy. Just remind me to show you a picture of him at 83. But anyway,
can I tell you a little story about the shirt?
Please, 100%.
Last year in Kazakhstan, I gave a shirt to a real good friend of mine from Georgia, Ilguja, and I gave him a shirt, a Canada shirt, and this was in July. July 1st is Canada Day.
Okay, yeah.
And my wife had some Canadian, maple leaves, red maple leaves posted around the house and in front of our veranda, and he saw it. And he got on Facebook and had a picture of him with a Canada shirt on Canada Day.
Oh, fantastic.
Way over in Georgia, the other side of the world. And these are the kind of friends you meet. And, the friendships made here are genuine. And people just want the best for each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's been for the past few decades. That's the thing. It's not something new in powerlifting. That's the most wonderful thing about it. So I think exactly what we were saying earlier with regards to the youth. Everyone wants a community to belong to feel safe in, and this is it. And you get strong. You are less likely to get into trouble.
Yes, that's right.
One of the things that we're trying to do with
Try in a lot of ways.
Yeah. That's it. Physical strength translates to mental and emotional strength, because you understand that I couldn't do that weight. And that's the other thing that's been said about powerlifting. Your progression is linear. So you know what to aim for. We talk about, ladies talk about losing weight, or guys talk about losing. I need to be thin. What is thin? Strong is a number on the bar that you're going to chase. Like you're chasing your dad's numbers, and then the next generation is chasing your numbers, and these are the things, and those goals are attainable. So you have something to work for, and like, hey, I got it. We have major challenges in South Africa with our youth, with young men in particular, but also with young women that are lost, that have no role models, that have been through difficult, terrible abuse, and they have no self-worth, no value within themselves. And the lifting is the most wonderful thing, because I'm fortunate enough to have worked with I work with addicts a couple of times a week, and the one thing I use and that I learned to use with them is their ego, because addicts have major egos even though they don't love themselves. There's no self-worth, no self-love, but big ego. So you put them up against one another. If I tell them to do 10 push-ups, they'll come up with every story under the sun. But if I tell them first to 10 push-ups, they will set themselves on fire to win. And it's the same with the young men that we encounter, where they'd rather be in the gym, and the guys that we try and work with, be in the gym rather than out on the street drinking or doing drugs, because you're getting weaker and your friends are getting stronger. And that's the wonderful thing with the sport. That's absolutely incredible.
I tell you an important thing I made.
Yes.
The big thing for me is a spin off in the sense of if your kids are successful in something, they'll be more, in my opinion, more apt to be successful in a lot of things in life. And we had 4 kids, very involved in everything. Their mom and I, gave our lives to them, still do. Mm-hmm. And they all have.
You're just getting started.
And they all have wonderful careers.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. And as you mentioned, self-esteem is so early.
Absolutely.
So it's so important that we help them make their own goals, and they set the bar high for themselves.
Absolutely, 100%. How do you guys? What's special about the community for you guys? I mean, the story was absolutely. I mean, you must have friendships for a long. Yeah. So,
we have so many friendships.
Your friendships go back to writing letters.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Yeah, and postcards.
I have letters from the friends of mine from way back.
Sure. Yeah.
A real good friend of mine, Jan Todd, contacted me sometime. And her husband was very famous, wrote the first book of powerlifting and so on. She contacted me 2 years ago. She said, I have this letter that you wrote Terry, that's her husband, back in 1978.
Wow.
I'm going to read it to you. So they kept it. Yes, we do go back to letters. We do go back to friendships.
That's fantastic.
And we have friendships in the sport that go back a half a century.
Wow.
And good friendships and real friendships. And people you don't have to see every day, but when you do, you have a common base.
Yes.
So that's wonderful. And I was telling the group this morning that there are funny things also. Dedication. I told them that in 1976 when we got married, Barbara and my wife and I were just finishing. My girlfriend and I were just finishing university. Yeah. So I was going to go to grad school. So we decided to get married. We were just kids, 22 and 19. And so there was only a little bit of time between finishing university here and going to another city for grad school. So we decided to get married on August 20th, 1976. The only problem was the Nationals were August 21st, 1976. So I was telling the group this morning, we got married Friday night, drove 80 miles next day to the Nationals, and one of the girls at the table was competing here. Yeah. She said, well, at least I hope you won. Yeah. I said, tell you the truth, I only went to watch.
Wow. Fair enough.
So that's how big a part of our life. Lifting and sport and so on. I didn't compete next year as national champion, but the day after our wedding, we went to watch the Nationals, And a lot of my friends there would just say, "You're the man."
You became their hero.
Oh, it's the hero.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Top that, guys.
You may have to write a book.
Thank you very much.
Oh, fantastic. And from your side?
It's hard to talk.
Yeah, okay, 100%.
I don't know. I mean, for me, like talking about community.
Yep.
The big thing for me is I'm a quiet person. I'm an introvert. I stay at home. I train. I have a home gym. I push weights by myself. My wife pushes weights, but I don't get out much. I don't party. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Nothing like that.
That's why you look 23.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I spend time with my wife and my boy.
Yeah.
I work and I train, and that's my life. So for me, the highlights of my year, the things that I look forward to, are coming to competitions. And, through the community that I built, and, some of my best friends are, guys from across the seas, you know what I mean? Guys that I see once a year, but, we stay in contact, and, we look forward to seeing each other and pushing each other. And for me, that's what kind of motivates me. So, having that community of like-minded individuals that just like to grab a barbell and rip it, it's pretty awesome. Like, it's hard to find.
100%.
And when you can find people that, to get to this level, I mean, at any level, but, people that truly dedicate their whole lives to this, you have a respect for everybody just by showing up. So everybody that shows up here, it's just like, I respect you just for being here. So thank you, and it's awesome. So
it's very cool.
Build great friendships this way.
It's a very, you talk about showing up. So in 2015 or 2016, I competed at Africa Champs and I won gold. And which was great because I was the only one in my division. And I said to my coach, Rodney Anthony, Coach, I'm the only one here. He says, well, firstly, he never told me that.
Don't bomb it.
Don't bomb. He didn't tell me. I went out and he gave me these numbers are manageable. Okay, did it, and then he said to me, you showed up.
You're not responsible for who don't show up.
That's 100%. Said you earned that medal, you won that medal.
So you put in the work.
You put in the work.
Absolutely.
You showed up.
Yep.
The rest chickened out.
Absolutely. Yep, that's it. But you invested, you saved, you put the money away. You went and it was a fascinating competition. Yeah. We're not responsible for those who don't show up. Absolutely. I love that. And I have to tell you a story about the young doctor over there, just to share the sport. So Yaniv, I've known him for quite a while, and he's still working to qualify for nationals for 3 lifts, but he made it to bench. And he was the only genius in the group. About 12 of us went down to Port Elizabeth that he decides he's going to do raw and equipped. He's going to do classic and equipped. So everyone goes for lunch. We lift classic. He does nicely. And a lot of the bigger guys, the stronger guys, like Hani's son Joe and Rulof, those are his heroes. And the guys were there at the comp. He's he's like a little kid. And he goes to have lunch, and now he's a bit lunched out, if that may make sense, a bit fatigued.
Yeah, he's in that state all the time.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Got a lunch in.
Yes.
We need a buffet cart on the way out. Grab a bite and then back around again. Yeah, absolutely. I understand. It's a lot of work. It's commitment. I battle anorexia every day of my life.
That's right.
You're winning.
Yep. Sure. And he blew his shoulder in the class. Look at this. Sorry, don't mind. Are you guys just trying to be on camera? Hey, John and Sophia. Hey. Okay, yeah. Well, we can see you.
Yeah. You're just getting hints.
Yeah, exactly. You guys can come on the show next. Yeah, you will make you a coffee. Thank you. Lovely. And there's some guys from Zim, a strong kid. So Doc blew his shoulder badly in the first in the classic, and then he came back. Now he's panicking about his shoulder. So he's lifting raw, inequipped. So he needs his medal. Bombs on his first lift, his shoulder gave out. Second lift, the bar goes up and it does this, and then failed. So now he's got one left to be in. And mentally I can see he's panicking, and now everyone's there cheering for him. And he got it done, and it started to rotate, and he brought it back, and he got the lift. So I've never seen courage just for that fight, and it completely changed how I saw him. Totally. And that's the beautiful thing in this sport. We rip one another all the time. It's a lot of fun, but I have such respect for him in that fight. because it was everything, all the anxiety, all the fear, all the self-doubt, and he got it up. So I mean, these are the things that I love.
But the beauty also is that we do it at our own level.
Yes, absolutely.
I bought some national team shirts, to give to my competitors and
Yes.
stuff, and for my sons and so on, and my daughter. And I bought one for a great nephew of mine, and he's only like 15, and I'm sure if he thought I'd mention him right now, he wouldn't expect me to. He's just a little kid, grade 10 or something. And
what is it? You can mention him. With pleasure.
His name is Nick, and so Nick.
Great name.
Great name. That's a champion.
Nick, there we go.
So anyway, I bought him a shirt, and so I showed up at his house to give it to him. He wasn't home, and he's probably only benching maybe 25 kilos. Anyway,
Okay.
Just a short little skinny kid, but he's starting off, and he's going to build up. So I gave his father the shirt. Nick wasn't home, and his father said to me, Nick just sent me a message this afternoon, said he did a PR in the bench today. So we train at our own level. We set our own goals.
That's it.
And we can't measure ourselves by anybody else.
Absolutely.
And there's only one world record holder in your weight class.
That's
and
it.
So you have to do it for yourself. And it's all about personal gain and personal improvement and setting your own goals. So that's the beauty of it.
And that's in a community, though.
Yes,
so you don't do it alone.
And other people, he's
yeah.
got a little group of training partners. And I'm sure there's a couple girls probably go to spark them on.
Yeah.
And anyway, so his father, who's my nephew, told me that he texted him and said he set a PR today. Isn't that wonderful? Wonderful
Absolutely
timing.
fantastic.
So we do it for our own goals, and if you could keep it localized like that, so you do it. There's a lot of intrinsic value there.
Yes,
it's wonderful.
Absolutely phenomenal. We've spoken so much about how fantastic the sport is. If you could sum it up, why should someone come into powerlifting?
It's a good question. Good question.
Huh?
You want to try, Gregory, or want me to go?
I don't know. You're doing pretty good.
I would say.
You guys got a rock, paper, scissors for it.
I would say if you enjoy lifting weights.
Yes.
And if your body, you're not injured, and structurally could take it, and most young people can, and older people too, because you see people. I talked to one guy this morning. I said, I'll see you next year. I said, I'll be in 4 next year. He said, I'll be in 5 next year. So, means he's 80. I'll be 70 next year.
Yeah.
And so, if you could take it, and you're training in the gym, and you want to set personal goals for yourself, you want to be part of a community, and you want to be healthy from the weight training. And we already talked about the benefits, of preventing osteoporosis and so on and so forth, and the social aspect of it, and in fact you have a good workout, you have a good night's sleep, and next day you're ready for a good day's work or whatever. I think it'll help set your goals. I think it'll give you something that very positive in your life, and it'll make you a lot healthier.
Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally.
Everything. And you learn a lot about yourself.
Right, yeah.
You learn about, sometimes you learn about disappointment because you didn't make improvements, or you overtrain, but then you learn what overtraining is about.
Yeah.
So it's all about, and there's so much literature out there you can read, and there's an expanded community through the literature alone, and and what you can see in the media and so on, good stuff, and anybody wanting to start, I'd say, stay healthy with it, stay away from the bad stuff, and just eat well, and take your vitamins, all the rest of it, but stay healthy, and you'll have a long career at it. And,
the longer the career, the longer your quality of life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As I move into the second half century, and more than a half a century training. Yeah. It's I don't think, and I hope that there were no other options for me. I made the right choice.
Absolutely.
And the impact on my family.
Yeah.
And the role model on my family, my kids, my sisters and brothers and nephews and nieces and extended friendships from many places. It's so incredible.
Fantastic. Beautiful. That's I couldn't ask for more than that. Thank you. Would you like to anything you'd like to add, Greg?
Yeah, I guess for me, I would just say that life's better when you're strong.
Yeah.
Like you said, mentally strong, physically strong.
That's it.
And powerlifting just gives you a roadmap to do that. It gives you a reason to, get up in the morning and eat well.
Yep.
And, and go to bed early.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, everything in your life starts to improve. You start eating healthier, drinking more water, doing those things, and then surrounding yourself with great people that are doing the same thing. For me, that's what it's about. I think when you're strong, you're more capable, you're more confident. And it's awesome. The feeling it gives you is incredible, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It feels superhuman, no matter what. I mean, when I was 16 years old starting out, even to now, it's like you're a better version of yourself when you're strong.
That's it.
For sure.
Yep.
He was pretty puny when he was 16 for I had no hope whatsoever.
Yep.
And now
You were looking at him going, are you adopted?
Yes. Oh, you turned after your mother's side.
Yeah. Well, I thought what I said was safer.
And now I say he turns after his mother's side because they're stronger. But
Yeah.
now he's setting Commonwealth records and Canadian records and World Championships. So I was so amazed.
Oh, fantastic.
One big thing for me is being able to set a goal for yourself and achieve that.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah. And the goal was? The family.
Goal was to improve every day and set that goal.
Yes.
Right? And when I say I did it, I mean I'm talking to people who want to try to do it. You want to get into training and
absolutely.
increase their strength and so on. And sometimes it's not the amount of weight, whether you're not going to do 100 kilos in a squat or deadlift, is the fact that you did a little more today
or sometimes even that the weather's terrible, it's raining, you're cold and tired, but you showed up to train. Sometimes that's the biggest lift of the day.
That's
all that's necessary. Yeah, absolutely.
Start winning those small mental battles. You start gaining confidence.
Yeah,
become better.
and believe that you're capable of more.
Totally.
That's it.
And also, if you're training with a group, you're responsible to that group.
Absolutely.
They're expecting you to be there, so that's a little bit of responsibility you take on.
Yeah.
And they're responsible to be there for you.
They feed off you.
They feed off you, but there's an obligation too that if you're here for me, I'm here for you. Yeah. I'm going to show up because I told you I was going to show up.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a story that I had from a friend of mine who was trying out for one of the South African Special Forces units. And the selection is basically, so where the SEALs have Hell Week as an example, their selection is, I think it's a week or 2 weeks, they have to trek, I think, 2,000 kilometers. And from checkpoint to checkpoint, no food, no water. And you're carrying a 60-kilo crucifix made from railway sleepers. And the two of the guys, he said, how did we make it through? And they realized that every time he wanted to quit, his teammate egged him on. Every time his teammate wanted to quit, he egged his teammate on, and that's how they got through this very tough challenge. And that's the sport. I don't want to be there, but I know you're going to be there, and I don't want to let you down.
And I said I was going to be there.
Yeah, and I said I was going to be there. Absolutely. Yeah. That is a valuable lesson to be accountable for what we say with our actions.
Yeah.
So, guys, it's been epic. I really thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for waiting. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And so how do guys find you on social? We'll get your details. We'll put it down.
Yeah, I'm not on it.
You're not okay?
Like I said, I train and go to work and I love my family.
Okay. How did Simon find you? There's a stalker.
He may have found my wife. So.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a different story.
Okay, he's outside your house in a van.
You better not.
Yeah. What's that van there with the South African registration plate? All right, lovely. All right, guys, thank you. Yeah, hold on, yes.
Okay, Nick, that's good for the first hour. What do we do now?
Okay, cool. Now we're going to do cardio.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that.